Apyayantu mamangani vak prana chakshu shrotram atho balamindriyani cha sarvani sarvam brahmopanishadam maham brahma nirakuryang ma brahma nirakarod anirakaranam astva nirakaranam mestu tadatmani nirateya upanishadsu धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. May my limbs, speech, vital force, eyes, ears, as also strength and all the organs become well developed. Everything is the Brahman revealed in the Upanishads. May I not deny Brahman. May not Brahman deny me. Let there be no spurning of me by Brahman. Let there be no rejection of Brahman by me. May all the virtues that are spoken of in the Upanishads repose in me, who am engaged in the pursuit of the self. May they repose in me. Om, peace, peace, peace. So in the Kena Upanishad, now we are in the second chapter. We were doing the two mantras. The teacher has put a test to the student, and the student has replied. The question was, have you realized Brahman? Do you know Brahman? And the trap in the question is, if the student says yes, then Brahman becomes an object of knowledge, which the teacher has been at pains to point out Brahman is not an object of knowledge. If the student says, no, I do not know Brahman, then the whole project has failed. You're unenlightened then. Enlightenment has not happened. So it's a difficult question. It's a trap. But we saw how the student wonderfully passes through the test with flying colors. The student replied, Naham manye suvedeti no na vedeti vedacha yonas tadveda no na vedeti vedacha. Student says, I do not claim to know Brahman as an object. It is not that I do not know. I know it and I do not know it as well. What does that mean? And the student, instead of directly clarifying, says, those amongst us, those who are here, the teacher and the students, among the other students, anybody who understands my statement, my answer. What is my answer? I know it and I do not know it as well. Those who have understood it, they have understood, they have realized Brahman. They've not only understood what I was trying to say, they have also understood Brahman, or they have realized Brahman. What is this answer? This is nothing more than what the original teaching was. The teacher had said, Brahman is other than the known, other than the unknown. And look at what the student says. If Brahman is other than the known, definitely a student says, of course I do not know Brahman. But if Brahman is other than the unknown, then of course I do. It's not that I do not know. I know, because if I do not know, it's unknown. So Brahman is other than the unknown. Yes, I know Brahman, and yet I do not know. So it is the same teaching which the teacher had given in the student's own language. See, if the one option to the student was to repeat what the teacher had said. A clever student might have done that. Have you realized Brahman? What have you realized? Well, I have realized Brahman is other than the known and other than the unknown. Or Brahman is the eye of the eye, ear of the ear, nose of the nose, mind of the mind. That is cheating. You're just quoting the teacher back to him. I'm reminded of that very perceptive, instructive incident. I've quoted it earlier also. The great philosopher Wittgenstein. So in the class, it would be like a wrestling match with Wittgenstein and the students. Whatever the students, when they try to understand what he is saying, Wittgenstein would say, no, this is not what I said. This is not what I meant. So one of the students wrote down exactly what Wittgenstein had said in the class. And in the next class, he repeated it back to what Wittgenstein had said. And Wittgenstein, of course, immediately said, no, I didn't say that. That's not what I said. And the student said, sir, this is what you said. Exactly. I'm repeating back to you what you said. And then Wittgenstein said, but you don't mean what I meant by those words. You are repeating the words, but you have not understood. I can see. You can repeat the words back, but you are not enlightened. I mean, you have not understood. But this student, what he has done, he's enlightened. He did not repeat back the teacher's words. He expressed his enlightenment in his own words, exactly what the teacher had taught. So that's the beauty of the student's answer. Then the teacher clarifies further, clarifies within quotes. It's not a clarification for us. It's clarification, I suppose, for the enlightened person. The teacher said, Yasya matam tasya matam matam yasya na vedasa avijñātam vijānatam vijñātam avijānatam. It is known, Brahman is known to the one to whom it is unknown. Unknown as an object, of course. And he does not know to whom it is known as an object. If somebody claims, he says, it is unknown to those who know well and known to those who do not know. If somebody claims, I know Brahman, yes, this is Brahman, I've got it, then the person has not realized Brahman. If somebody says Brahman is not like that, something that can be seen or heard or grasped like that, that person has known Brahman. And remember, here we are not talking about ordinary people. Ordinary people, the person on the street, if you go and ask, do you know Brahman? He'll look at you as if you're a weird guy and walk away from you. Of course, I don't know who are you are talking about. I've never heard of this person. So the ordinary man on the street does not know Brahman, of course. That does not mean he's enlightened. We are not talking about that. We're talking about advanced students of Vedanta who have understood the whole teaching, if they grasp it right. Now, so far it has been a thrilling ride. This Upanishad, as I said, it's full of twists and turns. It's full of contradictory language, paradoxical language. But now a thunderous climax comes. It's maybe the high point of the entire Upanishad. From my perspective, it's certainly the high point of the entire Upanishad, surpassing what has gone on before. In short, stunning sentence, it will come now. Let us move on. Pratibodha viditam matam amritatvam hi vindate atmana vindate viryam vidyaya vindate amritam. In this short verse, the core, final, ultimate teaching of Vedanta is given. The completion, Vedanta is completed here. Practice is given, result is given. All done in this one verse. What is said here? Brahman is really known when it is known as the self of each state of consciousness, because thereby one gets immortality. Since through one's own self is acquired strength, therefore through knowledge is attained immortality. You'd say, what? What did he say? The teacher said, in every conscious experience, in every experience of our life, when you realize Brahman, you will attain immortality. Through the mind, through the practices of the mind, the fitness for knowledge is gained, and through knowledge, immortality is attained. Atmana vindati viryam, strength, fitness for spirituality, for enlightenment is attained when you equip the mind with the fourfold qualifications. We will see later. We know about that. And when the qualified mind undertakes this process of Vedantic inquiry, the result is immortality. Atmana vindati viryam, strength, vigor, fitness is attained through the mind. Here Atma means the mind. The person, the seeker attains. And that fit seeker, the one with the fit mind, Vidyaya, attains Vidya. Vidyaya amritam ashnote. Atmana vindate viryam Vidyaya amritam. It says here, Vidya vindate amritam. By knowledge is attained enlightenment. But what is that knowledge? What is that knowledge? Pratibodha viditam matam. That statement. Pratibodha viditam matam. Now, Adi Shankaracharya goes into a long analytical explanation of this very short sentence, Pratibodha viditam matam, which literally means in every experience you realize Brahman, or you see, or you realize Brahman. In every experience, Brahman is known. Shankaracharya goes into a long detailed analysis, which we will see in the next class onwards. But today I want to speak a little freely about it, because this is so wonderful. I want us all to dwell on it and enjoy it. And then the hard work of going through the commentary of Shankaracharya will start in the next class. But here is the essence, why it is so wonderful and what is so wonderful about it, the beauty of it. What is said here? This teaching is the vidya, the knowledge, the teaching is pratibodha viditam matam. Brahman is known in every experience. First of all, notice the stunning twist again. Till now, the teacher was being so finicky about how is Brahman known. If you think you know it, you don't know it. If you think you do not know it, then you know it. And the student had to be very careful. The teaching was that it is other than the known, it is other than the unknown. Uh, it is that which the mind cannot reach. It's that which language cannot express. That's which the ears cannot hear. The eyes cannot see it. It is the eye of the eye, ear of the ear. So finicky, so subtle about what constitutes Brahman and the realization of Brahman. Na tatra vag gacchati, na mana na chakshur gacchati, na tatra chakshur gacchati, na vag gacchati, no manaha. The eyes do not go there. Eyes means the five senses. You can't see it, you can't hear it, you can't smell it, you can't taste it, you can't touch it. The speech does not go there. You can't speak about it. Whatever formulation you make about Brahman is wrong. You can't think mana. You cannot conceive of it in the mind. So finicky. So it is the whole process is not this, neti, 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 neti. Having done that, when now he knows that the student has got it. Now he reverses the whole thing. Far from not this, he says this. In every experience, how is Brahman known? In every experience, Brahman is known. When you see, Brahman is known. See anything, Brahman is known. You hear anything, Brahman is known. You smell, taste, touch anything, Brahman is known. You speak about anything, you think about anything, Brahman is known. Brahman is revealed. Pratibodha viditam matam. That is the final realization, and there alone is the result, immortality, going beyond suffering, going beyond death, attainment of fulfillment is attained. So what is meant here? Before I get into the actual core teaching, let me give you some preliminary meanings of the term pratibodha viditam matam. Pratibodha viditam. So what is this pratibodha? The Sanskrit word pratibodha. Three preliminary meanings. They are not wrong meanings, but they are not the actual teaching. They are all very nice interpretations, but preliminary. Nowhere close to the actual gem. These are like silver thrown around little, but at the core is the diamond that we will get to. But first, the three alternative preliminary meanings of the word pratibodha. The word pratibodha, what does it mean? One meaning of pratibodha is awakening somebody. So people are sleeping and you call out the name of a person and the person gets up. Awakening somebody from sleep, that is called pratibodha. And in Vedanta, it would be the guru who does that. We are asleep in the long sleep of ignorance, and the guru calls out to us to awake. Vivekananda says, arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. That is pratibodha. Awakening someone, the student, from the sleep of ignorance, long sleep of ignorance. We are called to awaken into knowledge. So that is one meaning, pratibodha. Like arise, awake. Uttishtata jagrata prapya varan nibodhata. That is one meaning, is pratibodha. Commonly in Sanskrit, if you wake up somebody from sleep, you can use the term pratibodha. You have woken that person up. The second meaning is a variation of the first one, the second interpretation. Pratibodha there means the awakening itself. So when I wake up from a dream or from sleep, I wake up. So what has happened to me? Pratibuddhyati. I have woken up. Notice the difference between the first meaning and the one I'm talking about now. The first meaning is somebody wakes up somebody else. The guru wakes up the disciple. We are the seekers. Our teacher, the guru or Vedanta, is waking us up. So that is called pratibodha. What is the Vedanta doing to us? What is the guru doing to us? Waking us up. That is pratibodha. But when we wake up, the waking up itself can be called pratibodha. So I was asleep and I woke up. That is called pratibodha. And I was ignorant. I did not know about my real nature, Brahman. Now I have become enlightened. I realize, aham brahmasmi. What has happened to you? Pratibodha. I have awakened from my ignorance. Do you see the slight difference between the two? One is waking somebody else up, the other one is waking up, the actual waking up yourself. That which is from which the word Buddha comes. Who is the word Buddha? The one who has awakened. The translation of the word Buddha is the awakened one. We are all dreaming or sleepwalking, and the Buddha is the one who has awakened from the, like sleepwalking or dreaming. So Buddha, the awakened one. This is Pratibodha, second meaning of Pratibodha. Now the third meaning is somewhat different. The Sanskrit word Pratibodha, another meaning is this. Bodha, the word Bodha refers to consciousness or conscious experience. Ordinary Sanskrit, not philosophical. So, or many Indian languages also. Bodha simply means being aware. So being aware of what? Seeing, smelling, tasting, touching. Externalized awareness, aware of something in the world. And the Kena Upanishad says our senses are outward, they're flowing outwards. And therefore, we are experiencing the outer world. But we are completely unaware of who or what we are, the inner self. Prati here means reverse. So our knowledge, our awareness is flowing outwards. Pratibodha is reverse, turning inwards. So the knowledge of the inner self, Pratyagatma, that is another meaning of Pratibodha. Bodha, knowledge. Pratibodha, turning inwards, trying to realize the source, the knower. Bodha, the knower is knowing many things. That is Bodha. Pratibodha, turn inwards to know the knower, let us say. This is also a correct interpretation. However, none of those things are meant here. Those are all nice and they all point towards what Vedanta is. They are all very nice indications of what Vedanta is. It is awakening, it is the call to awaken from our ignorance. It is the process of awakening ourselves, and it is also turning inwards to realize who am I. All that correct, no doubt. But what is meant here is different. The real teaching, the core teaching, the diamond at the center of it all, Pratibodha Viditam Matam. It means in every conscious experience, Brahman is revealed. When we see, smell, hear, taste, touch, when we think, we imagine, we enjoy, we suffer, we wake, we dream, we sleep, in every experience, effortlessly, choicelessly, constantly, Brahman is being revealed. This is the meaning. Every experience is possible due to consciousness. So in every experience, consciousness is present. So every experience is revealing consciousness in that way. This is the core idea. And when we are able to notice that, when we are able to see that, we are fully awakened. Therefore, Brahman will be available to us all the time, effortlessly. So this answers the question, how do you know Brahman? This is started in the first chapter itself. And the teacher started by first attempt. Eye of the eye, ear of the ear, mind of the mind, speech of the speech. Then the core instruction, it is other than, you have to know Brahman as other than the known, other than the unknown. That is I, me, myself, the knower. Who is other than the known and who is other than the unknown? Is the knower. But then how do you know the knower? And then again, the next level of teaching was the knower cannot be known through eyes. Rather, the knower is the one which knows the eyes. Yat chakshusha na pashyati yena chakshungshi pashyati. Know that alone to be Brahman. Tadeva brahmatvam vidhi. Not what you worship here as this. Series of teachings. And then the next one was further clarification by the teacher to make it precise, to see if that student has got the precise meaning. What have you understood so far? Have you understood or known or realized Brahman? And the student passed with flying colors. Wonderful answer the student gave. Having done all that, now it is time to give the answer to the question, how is Brahman known? All knowledge is a knower using some instrument of knowledge to know an object. The objects of knowledge keep changing, and the various instruments are used. Eyes, ears, nose, tongue, mind, language. These are all instruments of knowing the world and knowing different objects. But what is constant here, what illumines all these acts of knowledge, is this one witness consciousness, the Sakshi Chaitanya. And therefore, reflexively sort of, in every act of knowledge, Brahman is being revealed. Almost like using our eyes, whatever we are seeing many things, many people, many objects. But in one sense, they are all revelations of our eyes. Eyes we do not see directly, but our eyes are being seen in every act of seeing. In every act of seeing, we are not only seeing the seen objects, but we are seeing, quote unquote, seeing means knowing or recognizing that we have eyes. The eyes are showing it to us. It's automatically given, present. Now, let me take a deep dive into this. Pratibodha viditam matam. What's so wonderful about this? Knowledge, when we know anything. See, what I'm going to do now is distinguish between consciousness and knowledge. This is an important distinction to make. When we know anything, bodha, anything in this world, something is known and a lot of other things are unknown. Before I go into it, I just remembered, just recently I saw Swami Vivekananda use that eye example to a young man in California, in Pasadena. He said to this young boy, his name was Roy, I think, he said, you know, Roy, what God is like? God is like our own eyes. With our own eyes, we can see everything, but we can't see our own eyes, except if you see it in a mirror. So God is just like that. And he used that example in teaching to this young boy. All right. Now, whenever we know anything, there is always unknown. So here is a book, for example. I can say I know this book because I see it. But there is a lot that is unknown. I mean, there may be many words in this book which I have not read. And certainly, even if I've read a lot, I don't remember all of it right now. I don't know many things about this book, for example, about its production, about the technology used in printing it. You know, I'm seeing it from this side, but I'm not seeing it from that side. So there is a lot that is unknown about this book. And every knowledge is like that. We know only a little bit, but vast amounts remain unknown to us. That's our knowledge, if you think about it. Certain amount is known to us and vast amounts are unknown to us. This is called vritti jnana. Knowledge using a mental vritti. You know, when we see something or read something or do some investigation, hear something, a movement is set up in the mind about that thing caused by our sense organs. And we get some knowledge. And we also are aware there's a lot that we don't know. Ajñātatvena jñātam. Everything is known, but also that which is unknown is also known as the unknown. What it means is, everything in this universe is either the object of our knowledge or is the object of our ignorance. We don't know. But all of it exists, it appears to me the consciousness, to me the Sakshi. To me the Sakshi, in me the Sakshi, appears this world as known and as unknown. The Jainas say, they have a nice saying, Ananta Dharmakam Vastu. Any entity has endless attributes, endless attributes. We are seeing it at one scale. Suppose you go down to the molecular level, atomic level, you will see an entirely tremendously different kind of entity, this one. Ananta Dharmakam Vastu. Endless are the attributes of any entity. And we know only a little. But what Vedanta is saying is that all of this, whatever we experience, as the known and as the unknown, is illumined by consciousness. We have to understand, this is an important thing to understand. There's a distinction between being conscious and knowing something. What happens is, this Sakshi, this witness consciousness which we are, the witness of the mind and the body, this witness consciousness in association with mind and with sense organs knows certain things and does not know lots of things. But what it knows is illumined by that consciousness. And what it does not know is also illumined by that consciousness. What it knows is illumined as, I know this, I see this, I understand this, I remember this, I experience this. And what it does not know, the rest, is objectified, illumined by consciousness as the unknown. But both are appearing to consciousness. Another way of putting it is, example to understand this is the dream example. In the dream, suppose I am dreaming and I'm taking a walk in the park. The park is frozen by the way, right now, lake and everything is extremely cold out there. It's all frozen. Now, I'm taking a walk in the park and I see a part of the park. I see the lake, frozen lake, but there's a part of the park which I do not see. The rest of the park and Manhattan behind it, I don't see them. But when I wake up, I realize that part of the park which I saw and the rest of the park and Manhattan which I did not see, both were present in my mind as the dreamer. The dreamer dreamt up the whole dream. And in that dream, entering into the dream, the dreamer, I saw a part of it and the rest of it I did not see. It remained as an unknown, like a unmanifest, unknown thing. Do you understand this point I'm trying to make? Exactly like that, in this world also, Vedanta says, I, the Sakshi, am experiencing a world. Part of it is known through the mind and the senses, through my acts of knowledge. The rest of it is unknown. And both the known and the unknown are appearing to me, the one consciousness. So, now, I can say this is known, I can say this is unknown. But can you say, follow this carefully, can you say that I do not exist? You cannot say that. It's impossible to say. Can you say, I am not aware? You cannot say that. If you try to say it, you are already aware. Can you say, I am not dear to myself? What I mean by this is, I, the awareness, just think of yourself as existence awareness. This existence awareness by itself, completely problem-free, I am and I shine, it is naturally dear to myself. It is something that is basically my own real nature, without any problems, without any overlays of samsara. It is automatically dear to myself. So, I cannot say I do not exist, impossible for me to say. I cannot say I am not aware. I cannot say I am not dear to myself. These three are called Asti Bhati Priya, or another language, Sat Chit Ananda. This is our nature, this Sat Chit Ananda. This Sat Chit Ananda, which I cannot deny, is the witness of all objects. Now remember, known and unknown. That's why I brought in the known and unknown stuff earlier. Is the witness, is the experiencer, illuminer of all objects, either as known or as unknown. It is the witness of all time and all space, either as known or as unknown. We are experiencing some space right now. So you are everywhere. You are in your room. I'm in my room. This is one space we are experiencing. And there is a vast space outside which we are not experiencing. But I, the witness consciousness, am the illuminer. I, the Satchidananda, which I cannot deny. I am the illuminer. I am the witness of all the space, the known and the unknown. I am the witness of all time, the known and the unknown. I am the witness of everything in the universe, the known and the unknown. And this Satchidananda, this I, this is called Pratibodha Viditam Matam. In every experience, this is what is going on. This I, what it means is, being the experiencer of all space, being the experiencer of all time, being the experiencer of all objects as known and unknown, then I am not limited to any particular space. I am not limited to any particular time. I am not limited to just being one particular object, this body, for example. I am not limited to time, space, and object. This existence, consciousness, bliss, which I am, this is revealed to me in every experience of this universe. See, this unlimited witness consciousness, follow this unlimited witness consciousness Can you call yourself a jiva anymore? Sentient being. What is a sentient being? Consciousness, mind, body. But I am the unlimited witness consciousness to which all bodies appear, to which all minds appear as known and unknown, to which all space appears as known and unknown, all time appears as known and unknown. Then this limitless consciousness which I am, you can't call it a jiva anymore. Can you call it a jagat, the insentient universe? You can't even call it the jagat, because the jagat is appearing to you, in you the consciousness. Can you call it Ishvara, God? You can't even call it God, because God is omnipresent, omniscient, omnipotent and all that. Those qualities are also cannot be attributed to the consciousness. I am not Jagat, I am not Ishvara, I am not Jiva. Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara appear in me, the consciousness. This consciousness is what is being mentioned by, what is being indicated by Pratibodha Viditam Matam. In every experience, this is being revealed to me. Pratibodha Viditam Matam means this. Follow the logic. Start first of all, make the clarification. Consciousness and knowledge are two different things. Distinguish between witness consciousness and the knower. I as the witness consciousness, then you will notice I as the witness consciousness, I am aware of everything as the known and as the unknown. Somebody asks here, why not Ishvara? But Ishvara is very different. Ishvara is that witness consciousness only with the power of Maya. For example, Ishvara can claim, I know everything. Ishvara is omniscient. So everything is appears to Ishvara as the known. To us, it does not. To us, some of it is known and most of it is unknown. Even Ishvara is something that appears to us as known or believed in. So I, that witness consciousness, I am aware of everything as known as an unknown. But what is my nature? I cannot deny my own existence. I cannot deny that I am aware. I cannot deny that I am the source of bliss or happiness. So I am Satchidananda. And this Satchidananda is the witness of space, time, object. Therefore, not limited by space, time, object. All the time, everywhere, in the experience of everything, it is being revealed. This is called Pratibodha Viditam Matam. Let us go deeper. This witness consciousness, which I am, remember, we are already taking it for granted. We have understood the earlier part of it, and we are sort of center yourself in your identity as awareness. Let us sit here not as a body, not even as a mind, as one awareness, a light shining through the mind, senses, and body. Yes, there is a body, and we are using the body. There is the senses, we are using the senses. There is the mind, we are using the mind. Let us just be awareness. Now, listen carefully. Further, we'll go deeper into this. This awareness, this consciousness which I am, you are, to you appears all objects, individual and in the totality. I'm using the Sanskrit, Vyashti and Samashti. All living beings, all non-living things, they are appearing to you, the consciousness. The individual bodies and the totality of all living bodies and non-living things. All space, individually, just the space which you are occupying right now, and all space which you are not occupying in that particular body, as the unknown space there. The individual and the totality of all space. Individual time, the time which we are experiencing right now, but all of time, from Big Bang till the end of the universe, all of that also appears to consciousness as the known and the unknown. Part of it is known, the rest of it is unknown. You, the consciousness, you are untouched by the presence or the absence of individual bodies, of this particular time, of this particular space, and you are untouched by the presence or absence of all bodies and minds, of all time and of all space. And you are also the witness and therefore untouched by the source of all of these objects, space and time. What is the source? Maya. And you are untouched by Maya also. I'm struggling to put into English something that is very easy to express in Sanskrit or Hindi. Those who understand Hindi, let me just tell you the Hindi part of it, that ये साक्षी चैतन्य ये व्यष्टि और समष्टि वस्तु का दृष्टा है, व्यष्टि और समष्टि काल का दृष्टा है, व्यष्टि और समष्टि देश का दृष्टा है, और इन सब व्यष्टि और समष्टि देश का, काल का, वस्तु का, जो भाव और अभाव का जो सृष्टा है वो माया, उसका भी दृष्टा है. So you are the witness, you are the consciousness in which all objects, individual objects and the totality of this universe appears and disappears, presence and absence of the entire universe. You are the witness consciousness in which all of space appears and disappears. You are the witness consciousness in which the entirety of time appears and disappears. The presence and absence of time, the presence and absence of space, the presence and absence of all entities, and the source of all entities, all space and all time, that is Maya, that also appears in you, and you are untouched by any of it. Asamsprishta, untouched by any of it. What are you? Your awareness, your consciousness. This one consciousness, two things. All of these limitations, limitations of objects, limited space, limited time, all of these limitations, they do not exist apart from you. Just as the dream space, dream objects, and dream time does not exist apart from you, the dreamer. They do not exist apart from you. And yet they do not exist in you, the consciousness. In you, the consciousness, there are no bodies, there are no rocks or stones. In consciousness, what is there? Only consciousness, only awareness. The objects do not exist in you, the consciousness. Time does not exist in you, the consciousness, because you are aware of time. Therefore, time does not exist in you. Space does not exist in you, the consciousness. You are aware of space. Space is not in you. All limited time, space, object. One, it does not exist other than you. Two, it does not exist in you. This consciousness is being revealed all the time to you. This is the meaning of pratibodha viditam matam. Pratibodha viditam matam. It's a tremendous thing, and the claim is it's being revealed to us all the time. This is Vidya. This is what Vedanta is teaching us. See, Karma Yoga can purify the mind, but it will still retain all distinctions. With this purified mind, I, the doer, will do good deeds. This is what Karma Yoga does for us. I will be unselfish and do good deeds and purify mind, Chitta Shuddhi. Bhakti Yoga, it still retains you as the individual being. I, this one consciousness with this one mind and body, I am the devotee, and there is Ishvara whom I am devoted to. My heart is full of devotion and love for Ishvara. Yoga, Patanjali Yoga, it settles you down in Samadhi, and it reveals you as the Sakshi, as the witness consciousness of the mind in Samadhi. When the mind is Niruddha, silenced, you are the witness of the silenced mind. The one body mind, witness of that one body mind as Sakshi. But that Sakshi is revealed in every experience, not just in Samadhi. That Sakshi is the ground of the appearance of all the universe, all time, all space, and the absence of time, space, and universe also. That is not revealed by anything except this teaching, Pratibodha Viditam Matam. Vedanta teaching. You are that Brahman. This is Brahman. This Sakshi is Brahman. This is the meaning of Sakshi is Brahman, Atma is Brahman, Tattvamasi, Aham Brahmasmi. This is the meaning. The same consciousness is Sakshi with a layer of mind and body becomes the Karma Yogi. So, same consciousness we are talking about as the Karma Yogi. The same consciousness with a layer of body and mind is worshipping the same consciousness with the adjunct of Maya, Maya Upadhi Chaitanya as God. So, that is Bhakti Yoga. The same consciousness is trying to distinguish itself from one mind as the witness of the mind by silencing the mind in Patanjali Yoga. But here, in every case, notice that consciousness, the Sakshi Chaitanya is what is called parichinna, limited by that one body mind. Whereas what Vedanta is teaching you is, in that one Sakshi Chaitanya, all bodies and minds are appearing. That Sakshi is not just a Sakshi, yours is the Sakshi of that, in that body mind. It's the Sakshi in all of us who are all present here. It's the Sakshi in all, the same Sakshi. It's the Sakshi in every dog or cat or bird or insect. It is the Sakshi in Hiranyagarbha and Ishvara, one Sakshi only. And in that Sakshi, entire universe is appearing and disappearing. All space is appearing and disappearing. All time is appearing and disappearing. And that Sakshi is unlimited, untouched by this whole display. That is what it is called Brahman. This is Brahma. And it is being experienced all the time by us. This is Vedanta Vidya. This is distinguishing it from what yoga does, what karma does, what bhakti does. Notice this Sakshi, this witness consciousness, Pratibodha, it is revealed in every experience. That I am awareness. See, what is being said here is, we must first understand in every experience, I am present as the awareness to which experience is happening. That is straightforward. That's the whole idea of the Sakshi. Without me, the Sakshi, without you, the Sakshi, you cannot have any experiences. So it is given. There is no doubt about it. In every experience, I am present as the witness of that experience. That is clear. That's not Vedanta. That's just the first step of Vedanta. Establishing yourself as the witness consciousness is the first step of Vedanta. Now this teaching is coming. This thunderous teaching is coming. That witness consciousness, which you have ascertained, which you have got a clear idea of now, that is Brahman. That one itself. The Brahman nature, what is meant by Brahman? The unlimited nature. You can even drop the Brahman word. Actually, the Brahman word itself means unlimited. It means vast. What Vedanta is telling us is, this Sakshi which you have ascertained, I am Sakshi, I am witness consciousness, yes. That Sakshi is vast, it's unlimited. It is not just a Sakshi of one body mind. You are in every body and mind. And not in every body mind. All bodies and minds are in you. All of space is in you. All of time is in you. And if time, space, and all bodies and minds and the entire universe disappears, no, nothing changes in you. Bhava, abhava, adhisthana. You are the untouched ground of the appearance and the disappearance of all entities, all space, all time. Desha, kala, vastu. That untouched entity, that unlimited entity is called Brahman. This is being revealed to us all the time. Pratibodha viditam matam. It does not require practice. It does not require pramana. See, what requires pramana? Pramana means a proof. If I ask, what is the proof that I am this Brahman? What is the proof? It does not require a pramana. In fact, what requires a pramana is, a proof is something that is unknown. Now you need some way of proving its existence. So I can't see something, I use my eyes to see it. So eyes are the pramana. Or I did not know something, I go to the library or ask Google and find out the answer. Google becomes the pramana, source of knowledge for me. But consciousness, you don't need a pramana for that. In fact, consciousness operates behind, illumining all pramanas. Our sight operates because of consciousness. Our hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, thinking, our mathematics, science, investigation, everything operates in the light of I, the consciousness. And all these pramanas reveal, indirectly they reveal me. That's the consciousness behind all pramanas. You see how neatly it is tied to the original question of this student. What light lights up my thoughts and seeing and hearing? And so this is that light. When he's telling you that light which lights up your thoughts, your speech, your hearing, your seeing, is not a light limited to that one body mind. It is the same light in all bodies and minds. It is the same light illumining all space and all time, as the known and the unknown. Does it need practice? No. It does not need repetition or practice. Just as I don't need repetition or practice. I don't practice daily, morning and evening, Sarvapriyananda meditation, repeating Sarvapriyananda mantra. No, I'm effortlessly myself. You are effortlessly that limitless consciousness. All pramanas, sources of knowledge, operate because of your presence, illumined by your presence. And indeed, in that sense, every act of knowledge, pratibodha, in every act of knowledge, you are proved. First thing which is proved is you. Not as an object of that act of knowledge, but as the illuminer of all knowledge. Pratibodha viditam matam. This is the meaning of pratibodha viditam matam. This is the glory of this Vedantic Vidya. It's ever shining, never lost. It is obvious in every experience. Therefore, I, this consciousness, you, that witness consciousness, which is not limited, does not have birth, does not have death, does not have old age. These are things in the body which appears and disappears in you. Does not have disease, that's in the prana, which appears and disappears in you. Does not have depression or upsets or desires or frustrations. These are all in the mind, which appears and disappears in you. This consciousness, you are not subject to birth and death. You are not subject to going to heaven and hell. You are not subject to waking, dreaming, and sleeping, although they all appear and disappear in you. You do not awake, or you do not sleep, or you do not dream. You are the witness of all waking, dreaming, or you can say you are ever awake. It's a light which is ever shining, never asleep. So, this ever awake, limitless consciousness, this is called Brahman. And this is the meaning of pratibodha viditam matam. Now, see, it's like this. One may ask, if it is so obvious, all the time revealed, then what's the point of this Brahma Vidya? What have we achieved here? At least by yogic practices, the restless mind is stilled. An achievement has been done. By devotional practices, my worldly desires are now focused on God, and I have got a pure mind, humble and devoted to God. Something has been achieved. By karma yoga, my selfish, polluted mind is gradually cleansed. Mind becomes somewhat purer, better, chitta shuddhi. Something has been achieved. All these sadhanas achieve something, some change that they do. But your Vedanta Vidya, this Pratibodha Viditam Matam, what does it do? It says that you are already that anyway. So it didn't do anything. That is true. It does not make you Brahman. But what it does is very important. It removes this error, this nightmare, which seems to deny our reality to us and keep us trapped in this body and mind. It frees us from error. Vedanta does not reveal Brahman. It cannot objectify Brahman. But it can remove the cloud which hides Brahman. The cloud is this confusion, this ignorance in our mind, which is hiding Brahman. See, even if I am the Sakshi, witness consciousness, the witness of this body, the witness of this mind, still a limitation, what is called parichinna. That thing will be there in my, even if you try that, do drigdrishya viveka, you do panchakosha viveka, I am the witness of the physical body, of the vital body, of the mental body, of the intellectual body, I am the witness of the causal body, annamaya, pranamaya, manomaya, vijnanamaya, anandamaya kosha. After doing that, you will still get the feeling, yes, I am awareness, I am not the body, mind, I am not the panchakosha, but you will still feel limited that I am the witness of this body mind system. That limitation will still be there. That trace of ignorance will still be there. If you do avastatraya vichara, I am the witness of this waking experience, I am the witness of the dream experience, I am the witness of the deep sleep experience. Waking, dreaming, and deep sleep come and go, I am the witness of. You still have the feeling in this body and mind there is waking, dreaming, sleeping going on, I am the witness, sakshi. But that is the parichinna sakshi, a limited sakshi. That is not the teaching of Vedanta. This is the beautiful thing. Why this teaching is necessary? After having understood that I am the witness of the waking, dreaming, sleeping, after having understood I am the witness of the pancha kosha, the 5 layers of this psychophysical system, then it must be revealed to us that this sakshi is the unlimited Brahman. And how is it revealed? Just point it out. Just take a look. See, is it limited in any particular sense? It's not limited. Once you realize that you are the unlimited Brahman, world will still appear, space will appear, time will appear, objects will appear, and sometimes they will disappear. The appearance and the disappearance of space, time, universe makes no difference to you. This space, time, universe appearance cannot exist, does not exist other than you. It is you alone only which is appearing as all of this. But these differences of space, of time, of entities, object, they do not exist in you. You are one unbroken homogeneous consciousness. This is the teaching of pratibodha viditam matam. This is immortality. Pratibodha viditam matam amritatvam hi vindate. The verse says, when you realize in every experience, the unlimited nature of the witness consciousness is continuously revealed. This is immortality. There is no physical death for you anymore. The body will die, it's nothing to you. It was the appearance of one body among many bodies, and that one body will disappear. You don't disappear with, so it's not your death. The subtle body which used to go to heaven and hell after death, you don't go to heaven and hell, you do not go anywhere. In fact, anywhere and everywhere there are appearances in you. In your dream, if you travel 1,000 miles, how much have you really traveled? Nothing at all. There is no change of time or space for you, because time and space are all appearances in you. You are beyond death. One sadhu said beautifully, कहीं कोई मृत्यु नहीं महात्मा जी, कहीं कोई जड़ता नहीं, कहीं कोई दुख नहीं महात्मा जी. Oh monk, now see, there is no death anywhere. There is no insentiency, that means no non-awareness or darkness anywhere. There is no suffering anymore. As that limitless consciousness. Pratibodha viditam matam amritatvam hi vindate. This was my rant, but this is like completing the whole Advaitic teaching. The limitlessness of the Sakshi. All this teaching generally takes us to that I am a witness consciousness, I am awareness, I am consciousness. That's great. But the limitlessness of the Sakshi, that is Advaita Vedanta. The Atman, the witness consciousness, is Brahman. That is the teaching of Advaita Vedanta. That is the meaning of Tattvamasi. That is the meaning of Aham Brahmasmi. I, the Sakshi Chaitanya, am vast, am limitless. Not one being here, not one entity here is other than me. They all appear in me. And if all disappears, I'm still the same. Like if the entire dream disappears, you're still the same. You're just woken up from the dream. So if all disappears, I'm still the same. So it is only when we hold on to one appearance, this body, this mind, in this particular time with all these other friends and relatives, then we will get dragged on by the internal logic of the appearance. Vivekananda says, thine only is the hand that holds the rope that drags thee on. Let go thy hold, sannyasi bold. Say Om Tat Sat Om. What will happen if you let go thy hold? You remain as the limitless Sakshi, which you are already. You recognize that. Pratibodha viditam matam. Every experience will continuously reveal to you that you are Brahman. And you can be happy and fulfilled in every experience. You, you need not worry. You need not fret. You need not strain. Notice this Brahmajnana, this realization of Brahman. It's available to us at all times, at all places, in all states of mind. Suppose the mind has fallen asleep. Does not matter. Brahman is shining, you are shining anyway, revealing the sleeping mind in this particular body mind. You're revealing the active mind in some other bodies and mind. You're revealing no mind at all in somebody who's meditating, but you are the ever shining light. It sounds a lot to swallow. It's worth thinking about though. The crucial thing here is Vedanta, they're telling us this already available consciousness which we all experience ourselves as. If we ascertain what it is and then take a look and see whether it is unlimited or not. Is there any limitation to it? Is there a space limitation? Is there a time limitation? Is there an object limitation? If you find any limitation, you will find the limitation. You are the witness of that limitation also. You say, I am the witness of the body. I am the witness of the mind. And this body and mind are limited. They are different from other bodies and minds. And all these things are appearing in me. I am other than all of them. And this otherness, I am other than all these bodies and minds, that also is appearing in me, the consciousness. I am the witness of the limitation also. One sadhu said, Tumhare muh mein ghee shakkar. So let me put sweets in your mouth, because you have said exactly what is necessary. If you are the witness of the limitation, then you, the witness consciousness, you are unlimited. Paricheda drashta, that means the drashta is aparichinna in Sanskrit or Hindi. Okay, now let me just look at the questions. Next time we will take the help of Shankara and dive into all this with the help of Shankara's commentary. It will take a couple of classes, I think, to summarize what Shankara has done. Amit says, so they are me and I am them. They do not exist apart from me, but they do not exist in me. Yes. Two things. All these divisions of space, time, object, they appear in you. They don't exist apart from you, but they don't exist in you either. In you, you are consciousness. In consciousness, what division can be there? One consciousness is not different from another consciousness. There is nothing else outside consciousness. There is no division at all within consciousness, but all divisions of space, time, and object appear in consciousness. That's why Krishna says in the 9th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, the whole universe exists in me, but I don't exist in them. And they actually do not exist in me. Pashyame yogamaishwaram. Look at the magic of my yoga. By this pratibodha viditam matam, Vedanta is empowering us to say exactly the same thing. You can say, in me the consciousness, the whole universe exists. How? As the known and the unknown. All time, all space, all objects, they exist in me, they appear in me. But I am not in them. That means they are not real. If I were in them, then they would be real, but I am not in them. They are appearances in me. And therefore, I come to the grand conclusion, even while experiencing life, this body, thoughts in the mind, going through ups and downs in life, waking, dreaming, sleeping, heaven, hell, earth, whatever is going on, even while experiencing it all, I can dismiss the whole thing and say that it's only all an appearance in me, the consciousness. And I am just the same all the time. This I am, it's not theory. I am being shown this in every experience without any practice at all. Pratibodha viditam matam. If one can recognize it. This is not some very difficult concept to wrap your mind around. It will be very mind blowing, as the American phrase goes, if you try to wrap your mind around this. It is something to be noted. Notice that we are being told it's available to you right now without doing anything at all. It's available to everybody all the time. The ultimate reality is freely and effortlessly and choicelessly available to all of us all the time. We just need to notice it. And that noticing is given by this teaching, this pratibodha viditam matam. Priyanka says, are there many knowers or only one knower? There are many knowers. One consciousness acting through each mind and body becomes a separate knower. Consciousness plus a subtle body is a knower. Many pramatas, sakshi only one. That's what Krishna says in the 13th chapter of the Gita. Kshetragyam chapi mam vidhi sarva kshetreshu bharata. First he says in every body there is a knower of the body. That is the pramata. But if you go further, if you do the Drigdrishya Viveka, Panchakosha Viveka, Avasthatraya Viveka, you will see that at the core of the pramata is sakshi. The sakshi itself with the mind and body is appearing as the pramata, knower. The kshetragya, the real meaning of the kshetragya is sakshi. And that sakshi is one. Krishna says, I am that sakshi. Are there many knowers or no? Fragmented knowers or individual knowers or jivas? Single knower Ishvara? No. Ishvara is the samashti knower. Consciousness with one body, with one subtle body becomes an individual knower, pramata. Consciousness with all subtle bodies, with the power of Maya and all subtle bodies, becomes Hiranyagarbha, the cosmic mind, the cosmic knower, or Ishvara at the level of knower. But you, the witness consciousness, pratibodha viditam matam, is neither of them. Is the consciousness behind both of them, illumining both of them. Yes, beautifully said. Brahman is that within which all the knowns are known as nothing but the unchangeable, unknowable Brahman itself. Yes, sounds very paradoxical, but it is actually literally true. Srinivasanji says the light from the projector needs an object in its field to become experienced. Yes, experienced as the knower. Kiran says the witness consciousness revealing itself in every experience, yet untouched by Maya object. Does it mean it is experiencing itself in every experience? In one sense, yes. Because what else is it experiencing? It is experiencing names and forms, objects and space and time, but they are all nothing but itself only. I myself am appearing in all these ways. Advaita will make you say, I myself am appearing in all these ways. The same thing Bhakti says, instead of saying I, my Lord, you are all of this, space, time and objects. Bhargava Tejas says, Maharaj, through constant vichara, it is seen that the experiencer is an illusion, but the problem is to drop that. At the maximum, it is silence. A major issue is the identity returns to the experiencer, along with the habits even after understanding is an illusion. Does this require more vichara practice or is something else? Two things. First of all, it's not at the maximum, it is silence. You are the witness of the silence also. You are the witness of the noise, you are the witness of the silence. The absence of noise and the presence of noise, the absence of objects and the presence of objects, absence of living beings and the presence of all other living beings. You are the witness of both, and you are untouched by both. So it's not that the absence, the witness of the absence is the witness consciousness sakshi. That is the position of yoga. That is the position of Sankhya. What Advaita is telling us is, yes, that witness consciousness, the witness of the silence, is also the witness of the noise, and nothing has happened to it when it witnesses the noise. And further, it's not only the witness of the noise and the silence in one body mind, it is the witness of the noise and the silence in all bodies and minds. Vyashti and Samashti both are appearing to that one consciousness. Swayampreet Mahanti says, Maharaj, can we say that? Oh, the second point I wanted to mention to Bhargava Teja is, after all this also you seem to come back into, snap back into this pramata, this body, mind, this personality. That is why the emphasis should be not only on vichara, but the fourfold qualifications. Immediately the mantra will mention that now. Atmana vindate viryam, the power to live this insight. will come from those fourfold qualifications. That's why it's called power or strength, viryam, power, potency, which will make this knowledge potent, and it will transform that particular person, the one who holds that knowledge, the Jivan Mukta. Rick says, according to Vedanta, after realization of Brahman, when the gross body dies, does the subtle body cease to exist? Yes, it ceases to exist. From our perspective, from a practical perspective. From the enlightened one's perspective, it does not matter at all, because the enlightened one does not regard the gross body, the subtle body, the causal body, the entire universe and space and time as realities which have ever originated or are ever going to cease. That person just sees just the gold in all the ornaments. We are interested in whether the ornament form will be melted back into the base gold. That does not make a difference to the enlightened one. Enlightened one sees it has always been gold. The waves have always been water. But yes, the Upanishad, Mundaka Upanishad clearly says, we have done that. Mundaka Upanishad says, in the case of the enlightened one, not only the physical body goes back to nature, the 5 elements, the subtle body also goes back to the 5 subtle elements, which is the difference between the enlightened one and the rest of us. If we die, our physical body goes back to nature, 5 elements, but the subtle body will continue, heaven and hell. That's why I was just saying, the enlightened one, the witness consciousness, it does not have waking, dreaming, sleeping, while experiencing waking, dreaming, sleeping. It does not have physical body, subtle body, causal body, while experiencing physical, subtle, and causal body. It does not go to heaven and hell. It may experience heaven and hell, it makes no difference to it. It just sees that one light everywhere. Asangaham, yes. He says, yes, but it is so difficult. No, if it's difficult, if you try to make it happen and try to absorb this and try to see that this is so, it will be impossibly difficult. But notice what is being said here. It's said that you don't have to do anything. Difficult means something to be achieved and which the task is too much. But here nothing has to be achieved. It is saying that it is already achieved. Well, at least have to realize it. It is saying that you are realizing it in every moment. At every experience, it is being shown to you. So, to stay with the teaching until we see. In every other teaching, after the teaching, there has to be a practice, a meditation or a repetition of a mantra or a visualization of doing of good deeds or worship, or something has to be done, which is different from everything else we have been doing. But here, whatever you do, you have to notice that witness consciousness, that it is appearing in consciousness. And you are perfectly all right anyway, in the midst of it all. Ashtavakra, the radical non-dualist, he says at this point that whether I am doing the greatest of spiritual practices or I'm just asleep, I'm just snoring in Sushupti, it makes no difference to the ever-shining consciousness. Nothing is gained by doing all tremendous practices. Nothing is lost as far as that Pratibodha Viditam Matam is concerned. If you do spiritual practices, there will be a difference to the mind. If you do yogic practices, physical yoga, there will be a difference to the body, no doubt about it. But to the witness consciousness, which is continuously, effortlessly, choicelessly revealed, no difference will be made by any kind of practice. Swayampreet, yes, please ask the question. You've raised your hand. Oh, you have already written the question. Can we say that the mantra is pramana to the fact that we are the divine we are seeking for? Yes, pramana in the sense, what does it do? It removes the ignorance about this fact. This is the teaching. But notice, no pramana is required about what it reveals. Once you realize you are this limitless consciousness, you don't need any more pramana to prove it to yourself, because it is being continuously revealed. In fact, in the operation of all pramanas, it is being revealed, that one consciousness. Without that consciousness, no pramana in scientific work or in your day-to-day life will work, or in religious life will work. The consciousness is behind all pramanas. Yes,
Maharaj,
it work as a pramana to remove my ignorance about what? That I, the witness consciousness, am aparichinna, not limited. I still have a trace of ignorance, thinking that I am the witness of this body mind. That ignorance has to be removed. I am the limitless consciousness, limitless witness. Aparichinnatva of the Sakshi. That shows you that Sakshi is Brahman. Very beautiful.
Maharaj, can we say that our Ishta Devata is also pramana to the fact that we are non-dual consciousness?
Our Ishta Devata is?
Pramana to the fact that we are non-dual consciousness.
Meditating on the Ishta Devata will take you to this realization also. Swami Sarvapriyananda has said this in the Leela Prasanga. Sri Ramakrishna, the great master, he has shown the stages of the mantra and visualization, how it goes from personal deity, from visualization to the living presence of God in your heart, from there to the formless light one consciousness, step by step. It can take you to that. Yeah. This is a direct pointing out what we did today. Very good. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu.